Hi, how are you? Fraser here, and today I'm counting down my top 10 movies of 2017. Hey, if the Oscars are allowed to celebrate last year's movies this week, why can't I? And remember, I'm not saying that these are the best made films of the year, these are all the movies that I personally enjoyed the most. So starting off at number 10, Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins did a fantastic job directing this one and bringing Wonder Woman to the big screen. This was an awesome new take on the character with gorgeous cinematography, especially the action scenes, and Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot, absolutely made this film. She was an excellent fit for this interpretation of the character, bringing a sense of innocence to the role. Definitely my favorite character and movie to come out of the DCEU so far. Number 9, Baby Driver. Such a fun and unexpected movie. I know many people who were writing this off simply because of the title. And while yeah, it's not the best title I've ever heard, once you've seen this movie, you know it's a perfect choice. Ansel Elgort and Lily James gave excellent performances, and their chemistry together make this movie. Jamie Foxx, Jon Hamm, and really most of the cast were great in this, as well as the awesome soundtrack and setting. Number 8, Get Out. I freaking loved it. I've been a big fan of Key & Peele's sketch shows, so whenever either of them have a new project, it's a must watch. Daniel Kaluuya is phenomenal, and his facial expressions alone are worthy of that Oscar nomination. The overall atmosphere of this film is fantastic. There's this constant sense of danger, and it's just an awesome directorial debut from Jordan Peele, and I can't wait to see what he directs next. Number 7, Thor Ragnarok. This is definitely the best Thor film to date as far as I'm concerned. Taika Waititi did a phenomenal job bringing his own directing style to this film, allowing for a whopping 80% of the dialogue to be improvised. And people say Marvel don't take risks anymore. This great flowing film is funny, well shot, and finally brings a long time asked for storyline involving everyone's favorite green hero to the big screen. Number 6, War for the Planet of the Apes. Apes together, strong. A movie where apes fight humans and you're wanting the apes to win. Now, if rooting against your own kind is not a sign of good writing, then I don't know what is. Andy Serkis did another splendid job with the motion capture, once again bringing life to Caesar the ape. They made it look like the movie would be all out action. Thankfully it was not, and it retained that emotional forefront which we have come to love and expect in these films, making what many would argue one of the best trilogies of all time. Number 5, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Part of me wanted to rank this higher, part of me wanted to rank it lower. Even though overall I really enjoyed this Star Wars movie and I liked Rian Johnson's expansion of the mythology in this universe, many of the story choices left me feeling on completely different ends of the spectrum. Every time I watch this movie, I love the aspects I liked even more, and I hate the aspects I disliked even more. I'll be curious to see how I feel about this film in a few years from now. Number 4, It. This horror film reminded me in many ways of Stranger Things. And no, not just because Finn Wolfhard is in it. The group dynamic of the kids and the general tone of this film match Stranger Things to a T. It somehow manages to mix the scares with the fun perfectly, and those are always my favorite kind of horror movies. Ones that you can have a good time with whilst watching, yet at the same time have this sense of fear and dread throughout. And that scene in the projection room. Ugh. Bill Skarsgård was a perfect casting choice as Pennywise Dancing Clown, and I cannot wait to see part 2. And coming in at number 3, Logan. And I'm sure many others would argue that from a technical standpoint, this is one of the best superhero films ever made. The compelling writing, stellar performances, great directing, and excellent cinematography make for a superhero movie experience like no other. I'm extremely surprised that this did not get nominated for more Oscars, especially for Hugh Jackman. He poured his heart and soul into this character for 17 years, and it ended on such an incredible note. I remember seeing this opening night with a sold out crowd, and when it ended, everyone just sat there in silence. And not the bad kind of silence, a good kind of silence where everyone was just trying to come to terms with what they just watched on screen. Such a fantastic ending, and I would recommend seeing this even if you are not normally a fan of superhero films. Number 2, The Greatest Shuman. What? Another movie starring Hugh Jackman? That's right. A musical that's not only inspiring to watch, but has an equally inspiring story behind how this project was greenlit. I won't go into the details on that in this video, but make sure to check out my review if you're interested in hearing more about that. Anyways, this had awesome performances and a fantastic soundtrack that's just really uplifting. The standout scene for me was the one in the bar between Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron, as that scene really shows off the impressive choreography and excellent lyrics. The reason this movie ranks number 2 on my list is because it helped reignite that creative spark that I've been lacking for over 2 years. And as I've said in the past, when a film can help you in your personal life, it's done an amazing job. And finally, coming in at number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! Those who know me are not going to be surprised by this one. I went to see this a total of 7 times when it was out in cinemas. I love this movie, and like its predecessor, it stands out beyond any other MCU film for me. I loved the direction that James Gunn went with this sequel. You truly get the sense of this team of characters really becoming a family. Personally, I found this film to handle the laughs, the action, and the emotional scenes all really well. It just hits you on so many levels, and I can't finish this video without mentioning the soundtrack for this film. I actually enjoyed the selection of songs more than Volume 1. And this is coming from the guy who had the Volume 1 CD on repeat in his car for over 3 months. So that does it for me. Do you have any suggestions for other ranking videos you would like to see me do? Let me know in the comments below, or tell me what your top movies of 2017 were and what you thought of my list. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, follow me on social media, and subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date with my future content. See you next time.